pay for itself because you get free shipping on a whole lot of things on Amazon. So people, check it out, please.
Yeah, there's new Doctor Who. If you get BritBox, there's old Doctor Who. They are going to have the Lord of the Rings show. Hopefully that's good. They're going to have the Wheel of Time. They're going to have they just canceled The Tick, but they're going to have The Boys, which I saw the first episode of. It's fantastic. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of good stuff. Comrade Commodore, $5. Part of the wheel, part of the chair. Yeah, I guess that was the whole wheel. They wanted the wheelchair up there. Brandon the Broken. Bringing up the breaking the wheel scene after she just killed a bunch of children was like so dumb. It was just like, I knew they were going to do it. And I'm like, I don't know how many times we could say it. They just didn't care. Their yachts were being like waxed and they were ready to go turn off their social media. Yeah.
Wisely.
When I finished the biggest project I've ever worked on, and what I would do is not sleep until I felt like I got it right. Like that's how I work. I mean, not everybody works like that, and that's great. I wouldn't take off and not want to hear what people thought. I mean, if they don't like it, they don't like it. It just sounds like to me that they knew they half-assed it, and they figure they can weather the storm. Ask Rianne Johnson how weathering the storm is done. It sure hasn't helped with his bitterness. Yeah, don't mail it in with Star Wars. Just don't. But this isn't gonna go away, and they want to sell us a prequel, and they want to. By the way, unsubscribe from HBO. Don't even forget that, and subscribe to Amazon Prime. Watch The Expanse. It's good. How was King's Landing rebuilt so fast? Kate Abel, $1.99. Somebody said they've found Qyburn's replicator. Blondie, PLN 10P. What's PLN from? I forgot. Somebody told me and I forgot. Thank you, Blondie. At least Good Boy Ghost got the pet he deserved. He did. At least God, he's the last. Well, no, Nymeria is out there somewhere, which one we'll never see again. Hey, we saw Edmure Tully at the very end. They're going to use that army from River Run, fighting the dead, but too much.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't really need all of humanity to unite against the forces of the dead. And when, who was it that got thanked? Thank you for your role in helping us. We couldn't have saved humanity without you. And I thought, yeah, sure they could have. It was all Arya. That's all it was. So.
Yeah. I think the Unsolid.
I forget.
Yeah. By the way, Davos was at the council and he admitted, I don't know if I get a vote. What the hell were you doing there?
Yeah.
Davis Seaworthy, half the people he worked for Stannis. I mean, I know he's cool. He worked with John now, but then he worked with John, who's a prisoner. So it just it turned so dumb at so much for shocking deaths. By the way, wow, a lot of people made it to the end. We have a death pool that we did, believe it or not. And I will have the results of that on Wednesday on my Nerderotic Nooner, 12 p.m. this Wednesday, and we'll see who the winner is. I'm pretty sure everybody lost because everybody picked more than what did we get? Major character deaths, 6. I thought most of the cast would be dead.
Yeah,
maybe it just doesn't feel like that much, but yeah, nothing. Cornelius Brunels, $5. At least the boy Lord of the Vale has grown up and is off his mother's teat. Well, that's because Littlefinger threw her down the moon door. D and J felt like a replay of Anakin and Padme. Ugh, Rainbow Wrench, right? All we needed was a line about sand. Thank you for the $2. Palaligos the Great. And I just screwed up your name. I'm so sorry, my liege. $5. So is it hinting that John's going to be King Beyond the Wall? Also, laugh my ass off at Arya becoming Magellan. Yeah, right? She studied with the Faceless Men, and all of a sudden she's a sailor. And she understands, so that is part of her ending. There is something that they refer to in the book that they've never referred to in the show about her asking what's west of Westeros. They lost track of what's inside Westeros. I don't know. It didn't feel like a big world.
No.
There's like Westeros is actually small. Essos is huge. There's entire continents that we don't know about. There's parts of Essos that I mean, they think dragons are in a shy. They're not sure, you know, and a shy is something I'm sure the book will go to, and we'll never find out. We'll never find out. Mike from Bensonhurst, $10. This is my new favorite channel. Wow, thank you. Thank the old gods and the new for you, and right back at you. You're the reason I was able to make it through the long night, otherwise known as season 8. Can I get a shout out? I am trying to get to 1,000 followers. Is it on Twitter? Absolutely. Follow Mike from Bensonhurst on Twitter or on YouTube. I'm not sure, he didn't specify. So everywhere you see Mike from Bensonhurst, follow him, because what the hell? We're all in this together. And please subscribe to Doomcock. Link is in the description right down there. Please give him a sub. And he just passed 30,000. I think he should have 130,000, 330,000, but people will catch on. Truly a great YouTuber and a good friend.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate that, sir.
welcome.
And right back at you. You are succeeding brilliantly, and I am delighted to be broadcasting with you, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thomas Coulter, $2. Hail Drogon was the best actor in the finale. Yes, I agree. He showed a lot of range when he was pained when he saw Daenerys die, and then he made the point of melting the throne, saying "F this thing," showing that he is intelligent. Yes, the dragons are intelligent. And then he flew away and said "F this show." And he probably just dropped her in the ocean after like the scene was away. He's like, "Is the camera on me anymore?" Okay, get rid of this. Peter Davison, Australian, $2. All in the Sword and the Sorcerer. Yeah, even the Disney animated version had a better ending than this. Gamer Gambit, $5. The wall was suddenly repaired. No, they were actually at Castle Black. So the wall got it was Eastwatch by the Sea that got knocked down.
Right.
Was Ghost missing an ear still?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And they're after the long night. Bran hints he can warg into a dragon. So so bad it's funny. Yeah. It's like, really? You couldn't have done that. I'd have punched him right there. I don't care if he's a king.
Oh God, I know. And would he have even reacted? I mean, he has no reaction to anything except a little smirk. Even though he allegedly doesn't care about anything anymore, he lives more in the past than in the present. He hardly sees people as individuals anymore, but he sure can smirk about being king. Fuck.
And okay, worst offense of all, everybody, Podrick Payne becoming a Kingsguard. And I'm going to tell you why. Because within this show, we have seen that Podrick is so good at bumping uglies that he had ladies of the evening paying him his money back. You become a Kingsguard, you give that up forever.
Right.
It's just like being in the Night's Watch. You can take no lands, no wife, nothing. Stupid.
It was the only cameo that they could squeeze him in. That was it. Because all the brothels were burned down, as they were talking about famously in the council meeting, where Bronn was saying, "I want to go ahead and rebuild the brothels." So we couldn't. Podrick had nothing to do.
There was a meme out there of, Tyrion, one of his surprised looks that he had on his face for the entire season. There was like, she burned the brothels, all of them. So I'm glad they brought that up. At least they did that. Yeah, Podrick Payne. So best moment in the series. Can you find one nugget that you genuinely enjoyed
in this episode?
In this series 8, season 8.
Oh, season 8. Fuck. I guess that the only thing that I thought was real and legitimate was maybe the goodbye between Jaime and Tyrion. I guess that was the only really authentic scene that I believed, other than the dragon performances. The dragon remained fabulous throughout the whole thing, for what was done with the dragon.
Yep,
but that's it.
Peter Dinklage acting with poor writing, I enjoy. I'd say the best moment was Brienne of Tarth getting knighted. It was a mushy, contrived scene, but I still liked it. I did. And Podrick singing was probably like really
useful. Podrick singing,
but like not scenes you should expect to be the best scenes.
And the finale of 8 years of shows, we're talking about Podrick's singing was pretty good, and Brienne getting knighted, and then of course Jamie and Tyrion saying goodbye. Beyond that, I can't think of a fucking thing.
No. Then the music. Ashley Evans, thank you for the 99-cent donation. DJM Voices, $5. We got what got me first in the app was John saying, I won't justify it, and then immediately starts to justify it. Yeah, I wanted soap opera music. Unfortunately, Rami Dewaldi is great. But otherwise I would have heard some like old organ music from like an old soap opera,
Right.
Captain Spire is on the bridge. Greetings, my friend. Mazel tov. $20. What's a bunch of dickless me is going to benefit from? What's a bunch of dickless men going to benefit from being on their own island? Brand came across like this was his plan all along. I finally felt actual emotion when I saw Tormund. They spend the $20 to let they spent the $20 to let John pet Ghost. Yeah, that was it. Kamikaze Kid, £5. Just was wanting to listen to the spoilers before I watched the last episode, so I'm preloaded with even more disappointment. Yes, I honestly, if you miss it, you're not going to miss much. And don't forget to unsubscribe to HBO when you're done. Zeri's, £2. The more I think about it, it was a great comedy.
Yeah.
The memes are going to be excellent. And in a little bit, I will go to some. Why the hell not?
Yeah, and I tweeted out earlier about that this was now revealed to be a shitcom. That's basically what I call it. Game of Thrones is a shitcom.
It's a shitcom. I have to read a couple of the super chats from the last, because I promised to do that. And there was about like 10 of them I had to leave behind, which really sucked. I'm sorry. But that sometimes, I was just there. I just found it. There we go. All right. So a couple we're going to read here. Nobody, $2. Also, why the F didn't they dye Danny's eyebrows? They ran out of budget. They were braiding her hair. Pagliocchio, 1976, $5. Jeremy stepped on my self-promotion chat. Well. Anyway, do you think the minds behind The Last Jedi were more malicious than D&D? No, I think they were equal. Teach for New Zealand, $2. I hated the 50th anniversary. It betrayed his pain. That's talking about Doctor Who. Okay, so we read a couple of those. We're going to go back to a couple of these now. Jack Random, Grey Worm should have been killed for war crimes. LOL. Or killed Tyrion right there. I honestly almost stopped watching right there because I knew what was going to happen. And I figured, wow, there's going to be a bunch of long goodbyes and sads looking at each other and really good music and then walking off. And that's exactly what happened. And I wish I would have just turned it off at that point because it was just dumb. Kate Abel, $1.99. What is the point of John's heritage? There was none, Kate. It was to subvert your expectations. Do you feel subverted, Kate? Kate, how do you feel right now? Actually, this is kind of therapy, right, Doomcock? So, tell me about your mother. Are you with me? Hey, you there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, I just was wondering. I couldn't hear you. I was asking for it, so I thought I lost the connection, so I started a new one. Were you? Yeah. Sorry for that silence, folks.
Sorry about that, guys.
I didn't know. Were you muted?
Actually, I just had stepped into the next room to grab some tea that I had made for myself.
Yeah, I thought I lost the connection.
No.
Oh,
Well, you
yeah,
said then you left the group chat and joined it. So sorry about that,
yeah,
dude.
that's all right. Sansa, Tyrion, King, and Queen. That would have been almost a good prediction. Os, but it was not. North American Vikinger, $5. If it were written well, I would kind of dig Bran as the three-eyed raven being on the throne, the old gods, and magic rising up for the return of the old ways. If they would have set that up, if it were written well, I would be okay with every end circumstance with with what happened if it was built up.
But it wasn't. I mean, we really, this was just out of the blue. It just seemed very random. And obviously, I think even if it's in the books, it was random because they needed 2 more seasons at least, probably 3 more seasons to really adequately ease us into these things and give it a credible evolution of the characters.
Absolutely agreed there. I have to get these previews done. Back to the chat there. Sorry about that, folks. That was, yeah, I just thought Doom. I thought I lost the connection. I just heard silence. So I'm like, oh, I must, and I couldn't find
I'm so
my
sorry.
screen.
I thought you were reading about like 10 of them real quick. So I just nipped out for about 20 seconds. Really. It was just coming back. Sorry about that.
It's all right, man. Nathan,
bad timing. I should have sent you a message, but you don't see my messages like earlier. So I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that, brother.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all good. We retained audience. I was not gone. I was only gone for like a second. Just like being a Charger. Oh my God, Nathan Rayner. I was thinking this. If we're going to talk about sports ball for a second, probably lose 2 viewers. Just like being a Chargers fan, so much potential, yet so much disappointment. Nathan Rayner, you have read my mind. $5. I was gonna use the analogy that being a Game of Thrones fan is like being a Chargers fan. My football team never won a championship. They always did good, like the first 3 quarters of a game, and just crap the bed in the 4th quarter. Like every time. They should have been in like 6 Super Bowls and they completely screwed it up. And then of course they left my city. So I don't care about the sports ball anymore. And fuck them. Fuck Dean Spanos. But that's exactly how I felt. And I was going to use that analogy in my video. So great minds, Nathan. Josh Moe, $5. So is Game of Thrones in between Dexter and Lost as worst ending? Well, Doomcock, I have to ask you because I have not seen the end of Dexter or Lost. I heard about them both, but you say Lost is pretty bad.
Yeah, no, I've not seen Dexter either because I had heard that the ending was so terrible that I didn't start watching it again. But Lost, I have to say yes. It really reminded me of Lost in a lot of ways as I was watching it. But I have to say, I feel that Lost was even worse, dude. I think it was even worse. At least this was coherent. It was sloppy. It was slack, and they left a lot of threads untied. But ultimately, at least it was not from start to finish a complete con job and a lie. There is a story there. It's just horribly disappointing, and they didn't have any passion implementing it. Ultimately, in the end, I think that's basically the difference.
I think that's well said. That's well said. Knowing what I know about Lost, and I did watch the first couple seasons, it felt like to me when I was watching it that this is just, for lack of a better term, smoke and mirrors. Yeah. And with Game of Thrones, The Song of Ice and Fire, as mad as I am at George and Dan and Dave right now, I mean, at least the books are freaking solid. I mean, they're really, really good. An argument can be made that the last 2 books, Feast for Crows and Dance with Dragons, are a bit meandering, and I can understand that. But I like George's meandering. I love reading George's meandering. But I certainly don't like his meandering to Comic Cons and starting other projects when, honestly, he should be working on that book. He's taken money. He's taken a lot of money. He's got a lot of fans who have bought his book. And he doesn't seem to really give 2 shits what you guys think. And every time somebody brings it up, he flips you off.
Yeah, he does not give a damn. And he had the balls to write 2 books in the Game of Thrones universe that were not continuing the fucking story.
Giant tomes. I mean, these are big books. And one of them's a part 1. And for him to have the balls to come out and announce that, and then we dug it up. Seriously, fans, we can get him to finish the book. There is a way. And no threats, no violence or anything. Simply stop caring, because I'm going to paraphrase a George R. R. Martin quote, that the worst thing you can do to a storyteller is not care. And we just need to get to not caring at this point, because it clearly looks like he's not going to finish. All right. So George has come out, and there was a rumor started by, I don't know who, but it was perpetuated by the actor who played Barristan Selmy, I believe, that the book is done, lock, stock, and barrel done, and that he's got some contractual agreement with HBO that he couldn't release it during the series, and he's got to wait to a certain amount of time. Now, George has gone on his Not a blog and said that is absolute, utter bullshit, not true, not happening. I'm not done with the book. If I was done with the book, I'd tell you, and I don't give updates or anything like that. But then I started getting a bunch of emails from, now I wouldn't even be talking about this if I hadn't heard about it from 3 people, that, and 2 of them checked out, as in like really good sources, saying what the actor from Barristan, and I don't know this, and I'm not a news guy. This is just a rumor. And I honestly, if the person who is watching, like, I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just skeptical that maybe you got some bad information, but I've been told that it's done. Like, it's done and it'll come out December 2020, whatever. But the scuttlebutt behind the series, why it got rushed, there is a definite reason for that. All right. And it's not just creative. Yes, the biggest guilty party, the biggest villain is bad writing, period. But there's also egos, and there's agreements with how many seasons, and there's some, and this is the thing I'm going to hint to, because I don't know for sure. All right. And I don't, again, file it under rumor. We're just being little chatty Cathy gossip queens here. My wife's a hairdresser, for Christ's sake. So Doomcock and I and Midnight's Edge have reported a lot on a character contract that Star Trek has, where like the characters can't be the same. All right. They got to be a little different from, there's a 25% different in the J.J. Abrams universe. So what I was getting out of the email is there is something very similar now with Game of Thrones.
Oh boy.
And that's what caused the change.
That is, wow. Well, that's bizarre. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
It doesn't. That's why I'm like waiting to, but it could make sense for differences of books, or maybe it's applicable to the prequels and not to Game of Thrones. That's what I'm trying to find out. But this kind of stuff happens all the time. So it's kind of a miracle we get anything good, because especially when stuff starts rolling, egos get bigger, and the egos are big anyway down there. So when we do get something like the MCU or something like that, it's pretty special. It is. With Game of Thrones, I mean, oh my God. It's like one time I want to run one story, and then I get another email that contradicts it. But definitely something happened between George and Dan and Dave, and either Dan and Dave got mad that he didn't finish Wins a Winner or whatever. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter. Here's the end result. Here's our end result, that we're complaining about a show. They're going to complain about us complaining about a show, and it's going to be our fault when, if George would have just finished the book, this all could have been solved. And he could have certainly finished the book. I don't know how somebody could, I mean, like, listen, I know these things are hard to write. I understand that. But it's been 10 years? 8 years. 8 years. Yeah. 8 years. 8 years. And I think, it should cross your mind, creatives out there, giving your promise with the fans. That should cross your mind. You should keep that in mind, that they pay your bills. The reason George is more famous than he ever was because of this. And now this is the only thing you're going to be remembered for. And if you don't care about that, fine. But A Song of Ice and Fire is now going to be eclipsed with George never finished the book and the show ended like shit. That's all that's going to be remembered. So
yeah, if we have anything to do with it, I'm not gonna let people forget that. It's gonna be like, remember the Cant in fucking Expanse. It's gonna be remember Benioff and Weiss. Don't ever forget what they did to Game of Thrones and how they treated you so shabbily. And I can't understand, egos aside and all this stuff, how this could have accounted for the way that the show turned up. I just, Benoff and Weiss still are writing the episodes still, and they even directed this episode, wrote and directed this episode. Have they no pride? You'd think that their egos would prevent them from cranking out shit.
I just think
regardless of the contracts, right?
They thought their stuff didn't suck. I just think this is my speculation. There was one foot out the door. Hey, George Lucas was on the set for the first episode. So you don't think there was some Star Wars commingling? Why was George Lucas in Ireland on the set of and directed a scene from the first episode of this season? Which really, I know everybody's in love with George again, rightly so after Rianne Johnson, but still, he directed The Phantom Menace. So we can blame him for this season. But what the hell is he doing there? Were they talking Star Wars business? It sounds like there was a lot of distractions. And usually when, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a fracking duck. And now my binge watch has ended. I will never watch Game of Thrones again. Scott Wemple, $5. Thank you very much. Newhart ending was better. Jeffrey Cream, $2. Newhart ending, arguably best ending to a TV series ever. Maybe MASH. It was great. I love that show too. MASH. I don't know what's the best ending to a TV show. A Prisoner, but that's like.
I think The Prisoner for sure. Yeah. Although a lot of people don't understand it. I do, and someday I'm going to do an expose meticulously discussing why the ending of The Prisoner is absolutely brilliant and why Patrick McGoohan didn't even understand what he had written.
Hey, I'm going to watch that video because I liked it. I'm like, okay, weird. Joseph Clark, $1.99. The Blues Brothers were buried under the more bricks. I was thinking of that too. Too bad we didn't have Carrie Fisher with a bazooka across the street. God damn, that's one of my favorite scenes in the Blues Brothers after Carrie Fisher blows up the building and they're crawling out of the bricks and you could just hear the sound effects man was just like laid it on thick with the bricks falling and it was so good. So goddamn. They just get up.
Great movie.
One of the best. John Landis in his prime. Rainbow Wrench, $2. Also, isn't Essos west of Westeros? Just saying. Well, technically, yes. But there's a lot of undiscovered land still there. There is a theory out there. It's a crazy one that Westeros or Planetos, that's what fans call it. It's not the official name, but Planetos. Right. Used to have an advanced civilization on it, like a sci-fi civilization that was wiped out, and basically this is the remnants of that rebuilding. And there's a couple of hints towards that in the World of Ice and Fire. It's an out there theory, and it also goes into all of George R.R. Martin's all the previous books he's written. There's some out there who think it's kind of a shared universe. I don't know for sure. It might be, but I honestly don't know for sure. I haven't read a lot of his other material. I've read Fever Dream. That's it basically. So, Nicholas Horton, $2. Was that Danny on the ship? Was that Danny on the ship with Arya? Oh, I didn't even notice.
Arya?
Was there a stinger at the end? I mean, did we see I was half expecting Drogon to take Daenerys north and then she pops up as the Ice Queen or something like that. It'd have been again contrived, but it would have been something. Where did he go? Maybe there was a stinger. Was it? Well, you guys would have been talking about it. There's
no stinger. At least we didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I just went and got on. Don't get angry. I won't. I'm plenty angry at the show, but never at you people. But this is a rather poetic ending. I liked and enjoyed the story. That's cool. All good. Australian $5. Groovy. The ending with proper setup and a couple of seasons or a full book. I can totally see that being a thing. I would have amped up Daenerys' supernatural abilities. I wouldn't have killed. I could totally see, and I've said this in pregame. Book Euron killing a dragon. Yes,
totally can see it. 100%. Show you're on, Mr. Bumfinger. No. Road Warrior 2, Canadian $5. Why did John have to go anywhere when the Dothraki have no balls? Wonders the no ball wonders pissed off. Just hide John in a cabinet until they leave. They wanted to send John back up north. They wanted it to be poetic. They don't care how it was poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just wanted it to end in a certain kind of elegy, certain kind of a somber tone, with slow music and even slower pace. It's just terrible.
God, Game of Thrones fell victim to what has been going on with television. Doomcock and I watch a hell of a lot of it in the last couple of years. It's made of there's tons of a political agenda shoved in, but also it's made for short attention spans. So it's made for moments that people can share about on Twitter. We don't really care how we get to those moments anymore. And goodbye, this type of storytelling, Game of Thrones season 1 through 4. Yeah, goodbye that. That's
well, maybe if we make them suffer enough, they will realize they got to get back to that because, the Expanse is still doing it. Thank God.
Yes.
They're still telling good stuff, and
yep.
Legion is complicated. It's a complicated narrative. So there's some good stuff. Also, Patriot on Amazon Prime. You haven't watched that yet, Gary?
No, I haven't.
It's a good show. It's really interesting and quirky, very original.
Have you ever seen Taboo?
No, I have not.
Oh, did you ever watch Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, I did.
Didn't like it?
Yeah, it was okay. It was very weird and stylized and kind of goofy. I remember when Sam, what's his name? Sam Neill got stabbed or shot, and then they showed him falling in that weirdly stylized way. It just made me laugh.
I like that stuff.
I know it was goofy, but I liked it. I did.
Taboo, it's supposed to get a second season, stars Tom Hardy. It's made by the same guy. It's got this incredible cast. It's 8 episodes. Watch it. Like, you will love it. I think you'll love it. It's a good period piece. It's really, really good. So if you haven't seen Taboo, check it out. And it's one of Tom Hardy's best performances, to be honest with you. Let me make sure I didn't, because I already missed one. All right. Joey 45X151, $10. Just wanted to say I love your channel. Just found you about a month ago. If this season didn't suck, I would have never found you. So thank you, D&D. Haha. Well, yeah, I'm torn on that one. I'm so glad I found you guys and you guys have found me. I wish we could have found each other over good Game of Thrones. That would have been my wish, but I ain't life, unfortunately. And we found each other, and maybe like Bran, maybe Bran's out there telling we found each other for a reason. Maybe that's all happening for a reason. What was Ranvis for a Filipino, 250 Filipino dollars. If you watch the series backwards, it becomes closer toward the book the further you watch it. Reverso. That's funny. Redemption story. That's funny. If you actually watch it, and that makes more sense. Danny attacks first, and then the Night King comes. Maybe we watched it backwards, Doomcock.
Yeah, that's what we'll need to do. We'll go ahead and put that on rewind and drink heavily. Or I will anyway. And
we'll hear like a satanic, it'll be Hail Satan.
Right, backtracking. It'll be Benoff and Weiss recorded backwards saying, bow down to us. This show does not suck. Bow down to us. This show does not suck. But it does. It does.
Gawker's Death Rattle, Canadian $5. Tyrion. I'm the god of tits and wine. Oh my God, that was such a good line. Bran, I'm the god of smirks and bland. Well, he fits right in with most of the leading characters we've been getting lately.